Hey everybody, I am so sorry to keep you waiting. Just on the phone and oh my God. Every time I think I couldn't be blown away by certain things that have been said about these people, then I get blown away again. So just got off the phone. I'm gonna start the clock, let the room load, and then we're gonna get into all this mess. There's a lot, so let me get that going. Ooh. All right, so as you guys know, we've been covering Dimitri and Seeking Sister Wife. I think I did like 8 or 9 parts about this whole mess last month, and it's been kind of quiet. I know that people have been wanting an update, so here we go. So Ashley, in Ashley's grandiose form, wrote this very long-winded statement today. So let's get into it. I gotta get into my Ashley mode. So Ashley writes today, my truth, because misinformation is harmful, I'm single and grateful for life. Now I reported back when I think Ken and Susie were on, that Ken, when Dimitri left Ken and Susie's house, he went home to an empty house, and that seems to be absolutely true. So Ashley had taken off with the kids before he had gotten home. So let me read Ashley's statement. So she's single and grateful for life. With that said, I'd like to share some tips that may make this world a kinder place for everyone, especially people who are experiencing trauma. Refrain from asking personal questions of people you don't know personally. If someone hasn't shared personal info, chances are they don't want to talk about it yet or ever. And that's okay. You will survive, but you have no idea how hard they may be trying to survive. If you're genuinely concerned for someone's well-being or feel that they may be exhibiting abnormal behavior, approach them privately or ask someone you know they are close with for help. If you can't approach them privately, 9 out of 10 times it's none of your business. That may sound harsh, but it's more harsh to harass people for info you think they owe you because you are curious when it has nothing to do with you. So many people are, I need breaks in between paragraphs because these are hard to read. So many people are moving through heavy things. There's comparison and waiting to be invited into someone's world. I know some of you have sensed shifts or maybe simply enjoy a good scandal. I'm deeply moved by the DMs, check-ins, words of encouragement, and shared experiences I receive daily. To those who miss or refuse social cues, let's normalize pausing and allowing folks to share personal stuff they choose. That's kindness. To the you're a celebrity. Oh, so Ashley's a celebrity. Okay. So to the you're a celebrity, so you signed up for this crowd. That's an outdated excuse to harass and insult people you don't know. I mean, she's got a little bit of truth to that. Cyberbullying is harmful. It also lets me know that you too may be hurting. And I have compassion for that, even if it's not reciprocal. We are all human trying to figure life out. I'm no different. I condemn the slander against me as malicious, and I don't support the slandering of others ever. It's cool if you don't like me. That's life. However, there's power in redirecting energy to things you do like. Unfollowing is an undervalued tool for a peaceful life. Blocking or restricting accounts are dope features too. I now get joy in allowing folks to watch me rise above. Seriously though, just be kind, y'all. My love to everyone, especially those growing through some heavy things. Signed, Ashley. Then TMZ. TMZ kind of just, based their article off that. Seeking Sister Wife star Dimitri Snowden appears to have been abandoned yet again because his OG wife just declared herself single. This is TMZ's article. Ashley Snowden announced her truth on Wednesday, saying she's single. She didn't include any deets on her sitch is with Dimitri or what led to the split, but her Instagram post included a massive caption that included, "They may take that may take this world a kinder place for everyone, especially people who are experiencing trauma." She kicked off the IG post saying, "My truth, because misinformation, blah, blah, blah." You just read that. It should be noted, Ashley and Dimitri were never legally married. That's true. He was only ever legally married to Chrissy, so she can come over here on the visa. They've been together for a long time. Instead, they apparently opted for a spiritual union. They had called themselves husband and wife on the TLC reality show. The former couple were recently in the limelight when Dimitri's other wife, legally, by the way, Chrissy, filed a restraining order against Dimitri and Ashley. As we reported, Chrissy accused Dimitri of domestic abuse and also claimed Ashley shoved and threw a bottle at her while also being verbally abusive. The judge ended it by saying there was enough evidence. We already went through that. Then Dimitri filed for divorce, and that's that. Okay, so that's those two things. Okay. Now, the fun part. All right, so, the thing is, I've talked to a lot of people from the show. First, it was Ari. Well, first I started that. The first part was when I found the footage of, Dimitri allegedly kidnapping this guy's children. And he made the video saying, if anybody knows where my kids are, is that, you guys can watch all all that back stuff. And then that led to Ari coming forward because Ari knew that situation. And then, we had our lives with Ari together. Ari, spoke about the abuse that she received while being at the Snowdens, physical, mental, all of that. And that was while the Chrissy stuff was being played out, when she was getting the restraining, trying to get the restraining order for her physical and mental abuse. And then I have to say, I've spoken to a lot of people connected to this guy and this family. I just got off the phone with somebody else. And, everybody's story is always lined up, whether it was Ken and Susie, whether it was Ari, whether it was the guy who I did the first video about. Also there was the woman who had the CBD business that Dimitri, got his hands on. And at the end of the day, everybody has the same exact thing, that he is very smart, and that he's crafty and a manipulator. And he could have done a lot with the world, but he chose to allegedly scam people. And, watch all the old videos. It's a lot. So basically, when he left Ken and Susie's house, he went back to the empty house, and that house is empty. I don't believe he's there anymore. He was selling his stuff, his furniture and stuff, allegedly on the Facebook Marketplace. And then we also broke the news, I think a month ago or something, that, he was homeless, allegedly homeless. and that he was asking people like the one who ran the CBD business if he could live with them and work off his debt. There was also something with Ken and Susie where he was trying to reach out to people they knew so he could live there. So I don't know where he's at, but he's definitely alone. He definitely, and Ashley kind of left right after Chrissy did. So as of right now, I believe that Ashley is in Indiana with her dad, or in that area. I don't know if it's Indiana or Ohio, one of those like states in the Midwest. So she's been there since before Dimitri got there. It's a lot. My head's spinning. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get this all like together because it's a lot of information. Sorry, it's been thunderstorming. It was me. I'm frozen. It's been thunderstorming real bad. If you saw, we were just on the boardwalk and we had lightning. You know, my Wi-Fi goes out to drop a hat. So sorry, I might freeze again. Sorry about that. It was really bad weather here at the moment. Hold on. Guys, just stay here for a second. If you can hear me, I'm going to change my Wi-Fi. Okay, now there's two of me, so that's fun. Okay, so this is weird. Hold on, let me fix this. Okay. Sorry, we've had like really bad storms here. So that's why that happened. Okay. Moving on. I don't know what I said. What was the last thing I said before I cut out so I can continue my statement? Guys, help me out. I don't know when I cut out. What was I saying? Help me out. What was the last thing I said? Okay, so Ashley is at her dad's house in the Midwest. Now, Ashley is, coming off holier than now, right? But it's been alleged by people close to the scene that, okay, so I want to say this the right way. Ashley was also abused, allegedly, by Dimitri, physically and mentally. And this has been going on since they've known each other, allegedly. Ashley also never wanted this lifestyle. And allegedly, that's why she was so rough with any sister wife Dimitri tried to bring in. we heard it from Ari. She kind of spoke about on that. And in Chrissy's restraining order, she mentioned, it was both Dimitri and Ashley. So I don't want to because according to what I've heard, Dimitri was handsy with Ashley, and not only mental but also physical. But then at the same time, since this was alleged that this has been since the beginning, Ashley then also knew what Dimitri was capable of and invited women into the home and let them endure that. So I don't know how to weigh that out, because if she really was, from what I hear, getting abused in every way, I don't know why she would think it's okay for him to invite others into the home. So these new people can go through it. And, I always thought from the beginning of the show that Ashley was just as culpable as Dimitri, if not worse. And I've said that like a bunch of times. And she comes off like as the sisterhood stuff and the Zen Namaste stuff, and Venus retrograde and Bindis, and just somebody who's so intuitive and in with nature. But she's a lot more calculating than she appears, and I've heard this from pretty much everybody who I've talked to regarding this mess. And the funny thing is that Ashley was always preaching like sisterhood, like we're all a flock. And where the sisterhood came in, it was Ari, Vanessa, Taylor, and Chrissy. I mean, they formed a sisterhood based on having found each other in the love, kindness, and what Ashley's currently trying to say. The four women have found sisterhood in each other because of this. So I guess it's just weird. And for everybody who I've spoken to, holds Ashley accountable. I don't know. Maybe she just wanted new women in the house. Well, she said that she never agreed with the lifestyle. Well, I was told that. But maybe she wanted more women in the household to get Dimitri off of her. So oh yeah, sure, bring this person in. That way, like, the pressure's off me. It just, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I have to be very careful what I say here, because it's like a lot of things at stake for a lot of people, and I don't want to screw anything up for anybody, because there are victims here, and I'm telling you right now that Dimitri and Ashley, I mean, not victims. I mean, maybe Ashley to a degree, but it's a lot. So back when I was stating that he was writing the emails to people because he was homeless, I think that's absolutely true. Well, he's not in that house in California. Allegedly, he sold all his furniture in the marketplace. but the thing is, like, Ashley also never took accountability for what happened in the house. I mean, she stood by him, and I think it got to the point where even she couldn't take it anymore. Not that that absolves her for like anything that she's done. It let me give you an update on Chrissy. I know a lot of people have been asking me to do an update, but I didn't want to. Chrissy definitely had enough on her plate at the time, and I didn't want to add. So many people reached out, and so Chrissy is no longer in the shelter, so that's great. She's in a safe place. She's very grateful for all the help that she's received, the GoFundMe, all that stuff, and she's doing way better than where she was. So at least she's doing good, and is in a better place than where she was. Like, the thing is that, like, from what I heard from everybody, Dimitri is scary. He goes into these rages where, like, his eyes turn black, like he's possessed, and like he doesn't care what he says or does. I mean, both Taylor and Vanessa are in different countries since they left him. I mean, that's got to tell you something. That because he's like I don't want to say an evil genius, but he's very bright, and he knows how to work people. And maybe Ashley finally just had enough. I don't know. I mean, I'm not an Ashley fan. And from what, Bari's told us about her and other people involved, she's just as guilty as Dimitri is in my books. But I don't know. Hard to read Ashley coming off as, oh, sisterhood, like, the stars are aligning, and then every single person that Dimitri brought into the house as a potential sister wife, Ashley was very abusive towards, allegedly. And that's why none of this stuff worked out for anybody. I mean, when we're going back to Ari. Ari was like the first one. So, Ari wasn't on the show. But both of them, like, attacked. And there's like a lot of stuff I can't say. So now it's confirmed that they're officially split. I don't know where Dimitri's living. I showed on the last live I did about them that he's emailing people saying, I'll work off whatever money I owe you for shelter or whatever. So people are asking why Ari's still not in South Africa. Well, let me be the first person to say, like, I don't think anybody would want to purposely go to South Africa right now with all the turmoil and the uprisings going on, just like Cuba at the moment. Both countries are going through some stuff right now. Also with Chrissy, Dimitri also has the divorce against her at the moment. So if it were me, knowing how crafty Dimitri is, I would want to stay here until that's finalized, because if you don't show up, or obviously Chrissy was in a shelter, can't afford an attorney. So, I mean, hopefully she can get one pro bono or whatever, but I wouldn't want to leave until that's finalized, because Lord knows what he could say and do in court. She's got her kids. And I was told that allegedly, when Chrissy was leaving or trying to leave the house, that Ashley like allegedly attacked her, like physically, and we tried to restrain her, allegedly. And then shortly after Chrissy left, Ashley was right behind her. So that's what I want to feel bad for both of them, because I think people with good hearts don't want to see anybody either homeless or whatever. But like, you kind of like reap what you sow a little bit, like I was speaking to somebody who was on the phone with, and I'm like, I felt bad for feeling bad for Dimitri right now. I'm like, I know he had this coming, and he's manipulated everybody, but I still kind of feel bad that he's in this position. And I felt bad for feeling bad. I'm like, but he deserves to be in this position. Like it's like a lot to wrap your mind around. Because I don't think anybody with a good heart wants to see anybody down and out. But you have to pay the piper at some time. And plus, my own personal experiences, me and Cody went through some rough times in the last couple of years. So, but no one's, the only people who are innocent in this are the people who lived with them and got away. I mean, everybody had to escape. Ari, Vanessa and Taylor, they're in different countries because, Chrissy, all of them had to run and flee. Like, what does that tell you? I mean, are all these people making this up? Plus, you have, Ken and Susie, who we went live with. And then Jada. Jada was his friend for many years and knows all about, like, the level of craziness he'll get to. Then you have Jen with the CBD business. And it's always the same story. And that's why I believe all of them, because you can't make that stuff up unless they were reading from a script, all of them. And I know that they weren't. Yes, she was, D. Yeah. She was around at that point, because that was, the kidnapping was right when, it was right, the alleged kidnapping was right when Ari was about to leave. So at that point, she was already living with Dimitri and Ashley. And, when I did that very first live about the kidnapping, because I found that footage, I'm like, what is going on? That's why, Ari had reached out to me, and she's like, I know. And she told me the man's name. And I never said his name because I didn't want him to get dragged into this crap, but she knew. And I'm like, okay, so then you must, and he just out to, like, he just wants to collect things. He wants to, he's always like, the grass is always greener with the, I don't know. On a positive note, Ari, just announced her engagement like a couple of weeks ago. So congratulations to her. Happy that she found somebody. And there's like a lot more I want to say, but I can't. And hopefully soon I'll be able to. But it's just, I hope to God that he's never going to be back on the show. I mean, I don't even know if they're going to go forward the show. I know the Winders, they announced a new pregnancy, so congratulations to them. And I've been keeping up with the Sister Wives stuff, but like I really didn't, it's been off and there hasn't been much going on. Also, Dimitri had he took down everything on his Instagram, like I think a week or so ago. I think we were on vacation, and I noticed that his whole profile on IG, yep, it's blank. He took every post down. Ashley kind of removed the stuff about him a while ago. But I have to say, everything that we had said in the past lives lined up and was true. Like I said months ago that Ashley had left. And she's gone. So the sources I'm getting this information from are all very credible. And they've all been screwed over by him or Ashley or both of them or whatever. So I don't want to keep this dragging. I think we said everything we had to say. Hopefully, soon I'll be able to disclose more. But he's so sneaky and calculating that people are literally afraid of their lives. And that's why people are in different countries, because he's scary. And let me see. Somebody sent me a message. Hold on. Oh, it's just yeah. All right, so I'm gonna call it. Hopefully, we can speak more about it in a little bit. But for right now, there's like a lot of things at play, and I don't want to ruin anybody's chances of whatever. And I don't want the real victims to be in any more danger than they already are. So we'll just leave it at that for now. But Ashley's gone. To sum it up, she's gone. She's been gone. She said today she's single. We kind of already knew, thanks to me. Sorry. And let's see how it plays out. And that's it. Everybody have a great night. There's so much more I want to say, and but now I gotta protect people, so we'll see it play out soon. Bye, guys.